Does the president have a plan to guarantee that that happens?
No, it's not his job or my job to do this. How many times do I have to tell you? Our job is to make sure Iran is no longer the largest state sponsor of terrorism.
What happens when a simple question about planning triggers a flustered response? Right here, a senator faces a challenge that cuts to the heart of responsibility and power. Watch closely, because what happens next exposes the tension between authority and accountability, and the stakes for millions watching are higher than they realize.
Senator, let me start with the big question. Is the United States at war with Iran?
I think the Ayatollah would say, yeah. I don't know if this is technically a war, but here's what I can say the headline is for me Sunday. The mothership of terrorism is sinking. The captain is dead. The largest state sponsor of terrorism, Iran, is close to collapsing. The leader of the largest state sponsor of terrorism and his inner team are dead. The mothership that fuels the proxies is in sinking mode. The goal of this operation is to change the threat, not the regime. When this operation is over, no matter who takes over in Iran, they will not have ballistic missiles to hurt us, Israel, or the region. They will not have the capability to be the largest state sponsor of terrorism, whether it's a cleric or a group of representative of the country where there's an election. It doesn't matter right now. Iran in the future will no longer be the largest state sponsor of terrorism. They cannot rain terror on the region. They cannot commit mass murder. That's the goal of this operation. Again, the mothership of terrorism is sinking. The captain is dead. Well done, President Trump. It's been the policy of this country for decades to eliminate this regime. President Trump did it. Admiral Cooper came up with a military plan that's unbelievable. We're not done yet, but when it is done, Iran will no longer be capable of being the largest state sponsor of terrorism. That is the goal, and that goal will be achieved.
The stakes described here are immediate and global. The mission isn't about politics, it's about neutralizing a perceived threat. Every claim made is measured, yet the scale of potential impact is staggering.
Senator, let me ask you, because as you are saying, the leader, the Ayatollah supreme leader, is dead. Will the United States pick the next leader of Iran, or will the Iranian people pick the next leader?
I talked to the Crown Prince. He's got some ideas about transition. There will be no American boots on the ground. This is not Iraq. This is not Germany. This is not Japan. We're going to free the people up from a terrorist regime. And the goal is not only to help the Iranian people to chart a new destiny, to make sure no matter who takes over in Iran, no matter who it is, no matter who the people pick, they cannot become the largest state sponsor of terrorism. They can't fuel Hezbollah, the Houthis, and Hamas. They can't have ballistic missiles. They can't have a nuclear weapon. They will be out of the terrorism business. So the people will pick. As to the people, choose wisely. We want to be your friend. We'd like to have a good relationship with you going forward, but that is up to you. Now, what am I going to do next? When this regime can no longer threaten the region, I'm going to build on what I did with President Biden to try to get Saudi Arabia and Israel to normalize. If the fall of this regime would lead to normalization between Saudi Arabia and Israel, the center of gravity for Islam is Saudi Arabia, the one and only Jewish state. If they could make peace and have a normal relationship because this regime fell, it would be historic. Taking the regime down is a big deal.
This is not just policy, it's a geopolitical chessboard. Each statement implies ripple effects across nations, alliances, and decades of tension. The promise of historical change is both bold and fraught with uncertainty.
Normalization between Saudi Arabia and Israel is a historic deal. That's where I'm going to spend my time and energy. To President Trump, you did something everybody talked about. You took Maduro down. Everybody talked about it. You did it. You took the Ayatollah down. Again, the goal of this operation is to make sure there will never be in Iran a state sponsor of terrorism to rain havoc on us and the region. That's the goal. I hope the people will choose wisely.
Senator, history tells us just how complicated regime change is. We saw that when Saddam Hussein was ousted and a terror threat and group moved in. How will the United States make sure that the next Iranian government isn't worse than the current regime?
It's not our job to pick the next Iranian government. I don't remember being attacked by Iraq anytime, in the past. Iraq is complicated, but, we have a relationship with Iraq. It's up to Iran to pick your leader. It's not my job. It's not President Trump's job. We're not going to occupy the country. We're going to give the people of Iran a chance to do something they've never had before, chart their own destiny. We're going to take away from any future regime the ability, any future government, the ability to have a ballistic missile program, a nuclear program, or support terrorism. That's what we're going to do. And if out of this comes a new government that we can do business with, great. But having Iran no longer the state sponsor of terrorism opens up historic opportunities. It's the one irritant in the region. It's the one impediment to real peace. We'll never get to where we want to go as long as Iran is the largest state sponsor of terrorism. And I'm here to tell you, the largest state sponsor of terrorism, the mothership of terrorism, is sinking and the captain is dead, and a lot of good things are going to follow.
The language is precise, even dramatic, but it is meant to communicate control and inevitability. Notice how repetition reinforces authority while painting a larger picture of strategy and outcome.
Senator, let's talk about the strategy moving forward. In a social media post Sunday, President Trump wrote this, quote, "Hopefully the IRGC and police will peacefully merge with the Iranian patriots and work together as a unit to bring back the country to the greatness it deserves." Is hope the plan for the future of Iran?
No, the future of Iran is going to be determined by the Iranian people. The new Iran, whatever it is, whether it's a cleric or a representative democracy, our goal is to make sure it cannot become, again, the largest state sponsor of terrorism. That's a win for us.
But is there a plan to make sure that happens, Senator? Is there a plan? Does the president have a plan to guarantee that that happens?
No, it's not his job or my job to do this. How many times do I have to tell you? Our job is to make sure Iran is no longer the largest state sponsor of terrorism.
Here, the argument pivots from what has happened to what will happen. Control, prevention, and legacy dominate the words, each statement designed to reassure an audience seeking certainty in a volatile world.
To help the people reconstruct a new government, no boots on the ground. We don't own, this idea you break it, you own it. I don't buy that one bit. It's in America's interest to make sure the Ayatollah is dead. He's dead. It's in America's interest to make sure that Iran can no longer be the largest state sponsor of terrorism. We're close. Once the people decide what they want to do next, I don't mind helping them. But I know what they're not going to be allowed to do next, regenerate the largest state sponsor of terrorism. I'm going to focus on having Iran off the map as the largest state sponsor of terrorism and see if we can build a new Mideast.
All right, we got a lot more to get to. President Trump said the objective is, quote, to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime. What specifically were the imminent threats that justified this operation, Senator?
They were building ballistic missiles that could eventually reach the United States. They have been trying for decades to build a nuclear weapon. Midnight Hammer worked, but they were right back at it. The Ayatollah is a religious Nazi. His regime was founded around three principles: to purify Islam, to dominate Islam, to take over Islam, to do away with Saudi Arabia as the center of gravity for Islam and let it be Iran, to kill the Jews, to annihilate the Jewish state and come after us, drive us out of the region. That's what he said. He can't do that anymore because he's dead. And anybody who wants to do that in the future, you're going to be dead too. So the point is, the Iranian threat to the United States through ballistic missiles, through a nuclear program, the proxies have killed a lot of Americans. Hezbollah has American blood on its hands, so does Hamas. None of that's going to be able to happen again. They were threats to us. President Donald J. Trump, you eliminated one of the largest threats to the United States by taking this regime down We're not there yet, but we're close. And when this regime goes down, I'm going to work my ass off with Democrats to build on what Biden tried to do, get Saudi Arabia to recognize Israel, which would be the biggest change in 1,000 years. And we can't do it until the terrorist regime in Iran is replaced. And we're very, very close.
Senator, let me ask you, because the president's opposition to regime change and war, quite frankly, was central to what he described as his America First agenda. On Saturday, former Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene wrote this, quote, "We said no more foreign wars, no more regime change. We said it on rally stage after rally stage, speech after speech. Trump, Vance, basically the entire administration campaigned on it and promised to put America first and make America great again." Did the president's strikes on Iran go against everything that he promised the American people, Senator?
What we see here is more than a political interview. It is a window into the delicate balance between authority, accountability, and consequences. Simple questions about plans and responsibilities bring forward answers heavy with certainty but light on detail. In moments like these, clarity matters more than confidence. Every sentence, every pause, every claim is carefully calibrated, yet the answers also highlight the limits of control. The audience is left to consider, when certainty is presented, how much is strategy and how much is positioning. This exchange reminds us that in global affairs, the stakes are never abstract. They touch real lives, alliances, and futures. Observing these conversations is not just about who spoke or snapped, but about understanding the dynamics of power, responsibility, and influence in a complex world. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Stay tuned for more calm, analytical, and in-depth breakdowns only here.